Hi, this is K-Bar User. I promised you I wouldn't do any more political videos, but I've been getting bombarded from people wanting to hear my views on different things, from Syria to, I don't know, some messed up videos about other things. So I'm going to sum it all up in a nutshell. If we want to go to war, that's what the government's going to do. They're going to take your sons, my sons, and other people's sons, fathers, mothers, daughters, throw them into a combat zone, mess them up the rest of their lives, if they come back alive. Boom. There. That's what they're going to do. Can we stop it? Probably not. Can we send concerns? Oh, sure. We can call them and say, hey, you know what? We're pissed. We don't want to go there. We shouldn't be there. Whatever. They're not going to listen to us. Back in 1787, I believe it was, when the Constitution was wrote, it was for the people, of the people, and by the people. Now it's for the money, of the money, and by the money. The government wasn't spying on us for the last 30 years. Aliens don't exist in Area 51. And my name is not Tom. If you think that's ridiculous, that's what I think the whole thing is as far as government policy. As far as Syria is concerned, the Middle East has been in turmoil since day one. If they're going to use chemical weapons on their own people, if they did, that's their problem. I don't see where it's any concern of my country to become all of a sudden world police and go over there and say, hey, you can't do this. I just don't see why we have to be the defenders of the world. As far as Iraq, I just watched a video where they were talking about, we went into Iraq, we democratized them, and gave them democracy, I'm sorry. I'm starting to get like Bush here, making my own words. We give them democracy, but yet there's still rape squads, hit squads, everything, running around, killing people, whatever. Listen to me. This is my opinion, okay? You can have your own opinion, that's your right. Nobody can take that one away from you. 50 million years ago, Ooga and Booga woke up in a cave. Booga gave Ooga a problem. He picked up a bone, whacked him in the head and said, Booga not bother me no more. That's when man started killing man. The killing is never going to stop. Man's inhumanity to man is never going to stop. If you want to go to war with something, pull all of our troops home. Line them up from, say, East Texas to the California coast. That's where our troops should be. Back not too long ago, I have Cherokee blood in me, and I'm not saying I'm a fourth, I'm an eighth, I'm a Cherokee Indian. Because if you can pinpoint what part of that, of my body that blood runs through that's an eighth, I'd love to find it. But good job looking for it though, because you'll be there for a long time. Anyway, I'm a Cherokee Indian. They took my people, they locked up at a little place called the Carlisle Indian School, where people of my, and not only my tribe, but people of a lot of different tribes, their kids got locked up in these white American schools. Excuse me. And we were beat to not speak our native tongue. We were made to act like everybody else. Conformity is what it was. They were trying to conform a bunch of people into doing exactly what they thought was right. It didn't work for us as an Indian nation. It's not going to work for the United States as a major powers nation. There's always going to be somebody there to spank you. I'm rattling and I'm ranting and raving, yeah, but I'm going to say this in final thoughts of closing on this video. Vietnam. I grew up, I had family in Vietnam. I lived through the war protests. I lived through spitting on soldiers, throwing literally human crap on them when they come off the airplane. Not to mention that they were so messed up from being there. Any war is hell. Any war. Being in a combat zone is the worst terrifying act you can ever be in. It's like, I always liken it to, you're in a Subaru and you're about to hit an 18-wheeler doing 100 miles an hour, and just before your bumpers kiss, that's what it's like being in a combat zone. Constantly. Some of these brave young men and young women are gone back to face that fear many, many times. If you want to protest what the United States is doing, that's fine. That's your right to protest it. But if you run into me, and hopefully a lot of my other countrymen, and you say one lousy word about any serviceman or woman that's over there, it won't be nice. It won't be a peaceful demonstration at that point, because then I'm going to observe my right to defend myself. Because what I will say to you will make you want to hit me. And in that right of keeping with the fact that I can defend myself, I can't say. But them men and women that are overseas, that are fighting, possibly for our freedom, you don't know and I don't know. We don't know what goes on over there. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. They're possibly fighting for our freedom. If anything else, they're there putting their lives on the line because the United States asked for it. I asked them to do that. When you're signed into the military service, you take an oath to defend this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Them two words mean the whole difference here. And domestic. Any soldier walking right now signed an oath that said he will defend his country against any foreign or domestic enemy. That's all I got to say about that. This will be my last political video. I will not do them anymore. Why? Everybody has a different opinion on what is and what isn't. I thank you all for your support. For those of you who have, those of you who will fall in the future, I salute you. My heartfelt, deepest regrets to the families. For those of you who's going to sit behind a desk and order the death of them people for something that possibly they don't believe in, possibly nobody else believes in, well then maybe you shouldn't be where you're at. Maybe you should be in the combat zone. Let us fly the desk for a while. But this is K-Bar User. I thank you for your time. Hit the like button if so. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video.